Hello, my name is Anthony Cheesewarden, and today, rather than messing around with Benny Jazzmags, I might just go for a ride on my bike at risk of dropping my smartphone on the floor and showing you what it's like to ride your bike and mess around on your phone at the same time. It's not a very good idea, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay.
And now I'm back in the yard having a nice, relaxing lie on the floor with some sockets. There's a particular bolt just up here. There's a bolt just there, an 8mm that holds this thing in. The easiest way is to take this off, but getting it back on means risking snapping your fingers off. So I'm trying to find a way of actually getting an 8mm socket in there. Had half an hour to spare before going to pick up this head gasket set, so I thought I'd remove their bolts, and I haven't done it yet. I have actually got to remove the bolts around it. I've got to remove that tensioner. I was just trying again to see if I could do it without it. It's no joke. The worst bit of the K-Series engine is that power steering tensioner, or that power steering belt tensioner, just because of you can't get behind it. Back in a bit, Benny. Have you ever fallen asleep whilst waiting outside the school? I'm just about to do by the looks of it. 4:15. The head gasket saga continues. I've got about 2.5 hours basically to do the job, or to see what I can do of the job. But I'm awaiting the cam belt and the water pump and the tensioner and the oil and the coolant. That's on its way. But what I do have is all the other gaskets and stuff. That's all kind of almost put together. So before I continue, or even continue telling you about what's happening next, the cup of tea has to happen. You see, without cups of tea I would clearly be very thirsty. If I was very thirsty, I wouldn't be able to talk as well as I do now, and then I wouldn't be able to explain what I am doing for those that want to listen. There's my cam belt kits and my oil and my antifreeze and head gaskets, the gasket in between there, and then my head bolts as well. It is time to stop larking about and get serious. I think a little bit serious anyway. Benny Jazzmags' cam belt is now off, so I can replace that with a new one. This one's not too bad actually. Well, I say it's not too bad. There is, where is it? I could see it a minute ago. I could see the writing on it. I can't find it now. Oh yeah, there it is. I can't find it again now. Oh yeah, oh, I don't know. Yes, there it is. It's not completely worn out after all. Next job is of course the water pump. There's no point in changing all this and leaving the water pump in, especially when I've bought one. Lefty loosey, ding ding ding. Lefty loosey, da digga digga da da. Lefty loosey, ba bum bum bow. Lefty loosey, lefty loosey, lefty loosey, da digga digga ding. Oh, I've done too much lefty loosey now to get that out. I've got to do some righty tighty just to put it back in, just so I can get my socket back out. Oh yeah, righty tighty, ding ding ding. Righty tighty, digga digga digga. Righty tighty, give my spanner back. There we go. I think it's reasonably fair to say that one of the main problems I'm having with this job is a matter of light. Not actual light, but the fact that there isn't any light. I'm having to use torches that just cast shadows everywhere. It stops me from seeing what I'm actually wanting to see. This is why I would never make a mechanic. This is a simple engine to work on, but just bolts in places like that are quite infuriating. I can get to that one. Do you know what I hate? I hate that Loctite stuff. Ah, there we go, finally got it out. That's taken me ages to get that out, just because it's got Loctite on it. Some say doing head gaskets on a K series is really easy, and they could do it in their sleep. People say some strange things though. Not the easy part, because obviously as far as head gaskets go it is easy. As far as doing things in your sleep, like stepping up a little bit from drinking an orange out of the fridge at midnight, that's a proper gauntlet to lay down. Who reckons they can actually do a head gasket whilst they're unconscious? I would be exceedingly impressed by that. Oh Jeffrey, your time has come again. That doesn't look too bad. Nothing looks that bad actually. Now here's something rather sensible of me. I've just removed all this coolant pipe in there because of look how sticky and horrible it is. That happens because of oil getting into the pipes and ruining it basically. So I can replace it with this one that's perfectly good. But I need that bit of pipe as well. What a lovely brand new shiny water pump for Benny Jazz Max. Benny Jazz Max, would you like a new water pump?
Yes, I would, thank you.
I think it's time for a break. Just fancy a nice little stroll about the yard in the cool air. It is quite cool at the moment. There's definitely a feeling of some impending storm about to happen. But I think that might be just the heat wave that's just about to knock on the door. Anyway, they're with the water pump fitted. For some reason, the water pump's the bit I wasn't really looking forward to doing at all. I can now crack on and start putting the head back on. Wow, really? Yeah, almost, yeah. Yeah, I can, yeah, blimey. Well, I'm going to put the inlet manifold on the head first. So I've just got to go and find my, I just need to see what I've done with my inlet manifold gasket, because I've got a new one for it. What could I have done with it? Where could it have gone? Gone. Where have you gone? Buzzy! You know what's coming next when you see the cam locking tool? Yes! I am actually going to get the head back on the engine before I go home. That is amazing. Starting to look a bit like an engine now, isn't it? Starting to, yes, but I have definitely not finished. Although I am finished for the day, because it's gone 7 o'clock now, and I finish work at 5:30 or something like that. Actually, I don't even start work. That's how it feels most of the time. I need to do the head bolts up on it yet. I haven't done that because I haven't got a torque wrench that goes as low as 20 Newton meters, but the chap next door does. So tomorrow I'll just use his, and then of course I'll have all the other little bits to put on, all the things to plug back in, and then the engine mounts. Oh, no, hang on, before that, cam belt. I best put the cam belt on, hadn't I? And the tensioner, come to think of it. And then some more coolant flushes and some oil flushes and all this kind of malarkey. Bottom pulley tighten back up again. Yeah, the usual things. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it'll probably take me all day tomorrow. Then again, it might take me longer because I'm expecting a busy day full of visitors tomorrow as well. And like it or not, that often takes up more time than I expect. That is truly moronic. Time for the obscure thought of the day. McDonald's. Yeah. I keep seeing signs they have for trying to bring in the vegans with their plant burger. And that just doesn't seem right at all. If you're a vegan, are you really going to go somewhere that makes their living out of killing cows? Just because it's a meat-free product and it's made out of plants, it's still produced and touched by the same people, with all the meaty stuff, and it's just, I can't really believe anyone's really going to go there, but they are, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. So that seems to me to be appealing to the vegetarians or vegans that don't really know what they're doing it for. It does get me thinking about some of the more contrived things going on, like meat-free sausages and burgers and all these things that are designed to taste like something that you don't want to eat. You may well miss those things, but I'd have thought it'd been the best to kind of not associate with it at all. And what about the vegan butcher? The vegan butcher. I mean, what vegan would call themselves the meaty botanist? I do have an amazing urge to do some Peugeoting today. Peugeoting. I will be back at work in a minute. I just needed one of those moments to just ride off and reflect about things. Because for one thing, my knees are getting really dodgy and I need to strengthen them up. And the other is that it's easily one of those days where I get into work and find myself not knowing what to do. Do you ever have one of those days where you look around and everything you see is fascinating? Well, I do. I do it all the time. Not every day, but today's one of those days. Go on, say it. Everything today just looks rather beautiful. It's almost like I'm on some sort of drug, but I'm not. I just drink tea. Tea will do for me. Gardens, cars, bushes, those trees, those clouds. I always like clouds anyway. Bridges. Not so much that bin, but then again you can focus on it in such a way where suddenly it starts to look interesting. I think maybe this is something that happens to everybody when your brain makes quicker, sharper connections some days than others, and for some it leads to depression and to others it leads to fantastic ideas. To me it just leads me wanting to sit back and look at absolutely everything.